Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever this message may find you. It is your girl, G's Louise, back with another message. I wanted to touch on intimacy today, mainly because I think that a lot of men do not understand what intimacy is. Like, if you were to ask, go ask your homeboy, go ask, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever, you know what I'm saying, the closest male in your life, right? Ask them, what is intimacy, right, to them. And a lot of them, you'll be surprised, will give you answers related to, sex, or just like passion or something of that nature, right? But if it was passion, we would call it passion. If it was sex, we would call it sex. It's called intimacy. Intimacy is like when you are vulnerable with another person, right? You literally are engaging in a level of intimacy with this, where you're able to, and to be able to do that is very, very it's not only is it endearing, it's very like, it's like almost like forming a very, very deep and spiritual bond. Now, sex is the act that usually leads behind that, but you can also experience levels of intimacy with the same sex. That's why I think that a lot, and I'm not coming for no people that enjoy or people that fall in love with the same sex, but I can say that I have had experiences, not sexual experiences, but I'm very close with, I've been very close with some of my girlfriends, and I don't have many, but when I do, we are like literally like soulmates, like twin flame. Like, people call it soulmate, twin flame. I honestly think you can have a soulmate that's not the opposite sex that you don't have sex with. Like, having a level of intimacy is being able to share your innermost things that you experience, right? And you don't normally share with with anybody, because you're not able to connect to them in that way to share it, right? And I think a lot of times, men especially take that for granted, because us as women, we will experience these vulnerable moments with men normally. We'll tap into, some kind of connection with them and spark something where we are actually like sharing something that's deep. I mean, very, your innermost. Like, I can't get any deeper than that. Just your innermost, something that you it's like, sometimes for most it's hard to put into words, that type of deep, you know what I'm saying? So when you're able to connect and talk and really just vibe on a subject or a thing, or or feelings or emotions or something like that, it's amazing to the woman, and for the man, they're like, they're experiencing it, they like it, they know it feels good to them, but they don't understand what's happening. And 9 times out of 10 they get these feelings like, I just never felt like this before, and they just get all excited, and and then of course they want to have sex, and that only deepens and strengthens the bond. But a lot of men, I find, they get scared of intimacy, because at that point they are vulnerable, and most men do not want to be vulnerable. And now it is leaked over into the women, because we don't want to be vulnerable, because we're scared that the man is going to be flaky, you know what I'm saying? And in most cases, that's what happens, because the man is like, oh, hell no, this is too scary. And I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. When I hear a man or it's almost like, and it's so funny, my girlfriend and I, we really vibe on this. Like, we really click when it comes to this. When we share our levels of intimacy, saying our innermost thoughts and our innermost, secrets or whatever, and I'm about to share it with you guys, because I'll sit there, like, let's just say a dude is like into me and he wants to take it to the next level. It's like I automatically, it triggers so many different thoughts, like, oh, well, what if this, what if that, what if that, what if this? It's like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, and then it's just like, oh, you know what, this is too much thinking, I'm gonna actually just not gonna do this, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what happens with men. Like, they just like, what? It's too much. Like, what? So I'm gonna be with her? Like, do I gotta be faithful? Do I gotta cut off Sheila and Keisha and Talia? Like, do I gotta cut off my baby mama now? Like, well, wait, what's gonna happen? Like, and then they be like, oh, fuck that. And then they just don't talk, they don't call you, they ghost your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much. It's too much of them having to open up in their feelings, and they don't want that. They want to be in control. And in order for them to stay in control, they cannot experience certain levels of intimacy. So that's why sex is so, oh my God, it's like these niggas just all they think about, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, you have the very honest ones. It's like, listen, I just want to fuck, you know what I'm saying? Or then you have the ones that don't say that, and then you have the ones that really don't want to, they want something more, but then they are scared of opening up. They're scared to open up. And the thing is, women, ladies, they're not going to tell you these things. Like, there's no way in the hell they're going to tell you these things. You know what I'm saying? They are scared of intimacy. And they don't even know what it is. They don't even know that's what it is. They just know that they're feeling it. It's too much. It's causing them to be too open and vulnerable. And it opens them up, they feel like, to get hurt. So they just don't. They just don't. They don't even dive in. And they pass up on experiencing these wonderful feelings. You know what I'm saying? All based upon either what somebody else is going to think, feel, or them not wanting to get to attack, them not wanting to wreck their situation. Like, a lot of them have situations, like women in place that, that's their home base. That's something that they have there as their stability. Not saying they don't have their own bread, but women provide stability, period. Like, we give a sense of home. We give a sense of, like a grounding point. And a man without a woman is a dangerous thing. He's wandering all over. Like, he's just, and it's not to say that, men can't sustain themselves without a woman. They can, but it's very important for the man to have that in their lives. And if you notice, even single men, they have women all around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether they're fucking them or not, like, they have to have it, because that's just what it is. This is the way God made it. So we are supposed to experience levels of intimacy. We are supposed to strengthen our bonds. But, in today's world, it's virtually impossible because of the overload and oversaturation. You got social media. You got women throwing it. They don't even, they're throwing themselves at men because they think they know what they want, and then men are throwing themselves at women in a certain way, and because they think that's what they want to hear, because they want to cut to the chase, and which we all know is sex. And it's just like, after the sex, then what? It's like, you know that saying, once you come to your senses. Like, literally, how many times have you came and you like looking at that motherfucker like, can we just need to leave you? Like, can you get out, or I'm about to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally after that, then what? Or after you bust a nut and you're doing, like, if you're masturbating or something, like, if you're one that does that, like, after you come to your senses, you like, oh, it's just not even, it's like, then what? Like, personally, I'm a Piscean. I prefer the intimacy over all that shit. Like, niggas be wanting to talk my head off about what they can do in the bedroom, how they do this, and they can do And it's just like, yeah, that's nice and all, but like, where's after that? That's not gonna sustain me. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, like, I can busting a nut and feeling good in a moment. Yeah, it feels good. Fleshly, it feels good, but mentally, I'm not being, stimulated. So eventually, I'm gonna get bored with that, or I'm not gonna be interacting, or it's gonna just fade away, or whatever. That's just me. Now, I had the opportunity to talk to a guy last night, and he was telling me that, in Atlanta, he stayed there for quite some time, and he said it's a make-believe world, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry for all those that are from Atlanta or whatever. It's some fake-ass niggas out there. The bitches is fake, the niggas is fake, and this is according to what he told me. You know what I'm saying? I don't live there. I've never lived there. I've visited, whatever, boom, but I don't know. But I can believe what he's saying. And he's like, it's just like a fake world. Like, everybody's like, they just throwing money at each other. Like, it's like a big-ass fashion show and a fuck fest. You know what I'm saying? And everybody just talking about their status and what they doing. And it's like, I wouldn't be able to live there. I wouldn't be able to live there at all. Because I ain't with all that. I like nice things. I like money. I like all that. I like to be able to do the things that I want to do. But I'm not about to. And I do that. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. But I'm not about to. I don't know. The things that he was telling me was crazy. Like, it was crazy. Like, how men and women are interacting. Like, it's to the point he's like, man, the women, he said, I'll take a woman out and I'll literally be her second date. And a lot of my homeboys have told me this, like, that second date, they asking for, like, butt lifts, breast lift, like, getting a tummy tuck, or they're asking to get their rent paid or something like that. And it's just like, I don't know. And there's also men that women are their hustle. And I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't want to have sex that bad. I want to have meaningful sex. And I feel like that's what intimacy is all about. Intimacy is so much more fulfilling. And until men don't experience that on a regular. But when they do, they get scared. They like it. You know what I'm saying? They like it. They enjoy it. But they're scared because they like, well, what is this? You know what I'm saying? What is this feeling? So, I don't know. I just think that, if you haven't, just like niggas like want to try threesomes and they want to try all this stuff, try intimacy. It's so freaking amazing. Like, try it. You already know what I wish you. I wish you peace, health, wealth, and the time to enjoy them all. And, go find somebody that it makes you feel good on the inside, makes you feel butterflies, makes you feel just amazing. You know what I'm saying? Go find them and go try to experience some type of intimacy. Open up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, they'll know something about you. You know what I'm saying? So what? So what they know? Now what? It feels good. All the people that I have experienced intimacy with, I know I can say this. It felt wonderful when it happened. And it's like a beautiful rush, a flow of birth. It's like a energy shot, like a boost of awesomeness, a boost of like super duper like, I don't know, like joy, like a burst of joy, and then you just feel all giddy inside like a kid. It's like when you see like kids at the playground, and you just playing and you just having fun. Like, it just feels that good. And then, you're at your purest form. You're not wearing all that stuff that you wear every day with all these people that you don't know. And when you're able to do that, it feels good. And then say you fall out with them, right, and you don't fuck with them no more. It's like, okay, they know that about me. Oh well. I mean, they're human too. And at the end of the day, if y'all can't, separate in a respectful manner, and it's, they throwing up stuff, whatever, it's still something that you experience that you enjoy at one point. It's just done turned toxic or whatever. But at the end of the day, we are walking around here just scared to just enjoy our feelings that we feel. And that's a problem. We have to stop doing that. Like the dude last night when I was talking to him, I said, and I'm about to get off because it's getting long, but the guy that I talked to last night, he said, I don't know what to do. It's like crazy because he says, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. He said, I told the one girl, like, what's up? I'll take you to the mall, I'll take you this. And because this is what niggas think they gotta say, you know what I'm saying? And he said this one girl was the one girl that he did that to. She was just like, he's like, he really liked her. He wanted to get to know her, and she wouldn't fuck with him. And finally they got to talk about it and get intimate. And she was explaining to him like why she didn't hit him back. And he was like, she was basically telling him like, you came off on me crazy, like, oh, I'm gonna take you to the mall. She's like, I don't be with that. Like, if you would do that to me and you just met me, you'll do that to all these women. And he said he had never been told that before, and it made him think like, damn, maybe that was kind of crazy or whatever. He said, but he's so used to doing it because that works. He said it was working, so that's why he did it. And I'm just like, this is how 90% of the world thinks this crazy shit. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, bro, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. But it's like, this is what's happening. And when you sit back and think about it, and it's like, I tell a nigga quick, when he start that braggadocious shit, I be like, man, don't start that shit. Like, don't tell me what you got, because you're used to doing that because you think that's what gets women. And just stop doing that shit. Like, for what? I don't care what the fuck you got. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to get. Not from you, but my own shit. I'm trying to have titles to shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have titles. Thick. Like, I'm trying to own shit. Like, I don't want to worry. I don't give a fuck how much money you spend at Gucci, the Gucci store yesterday, and how much money you spend on that car that you take so much pride into. Like, it's so cliche. I don't care. I like it. I mean, I like it. I'm not saying like, oh, I want to be on the hoop ride and shit. I'm glad that you have these nice things, but I just don't want you to talk about it so goddamn much. If you have it, it's going to show. You don't have to talk about it all the time. It's the only reason why you're accustomed to doing that and you talk about it so much, because it's normal to you. And I just want to help you stop doing that shit, because it's not cool. Or what you did for somebody, like, oh, I put her on, I did this, I gave her this. Okay, good, great. You're supposed to have did that. You're a man. You're supposed to help women, especially if they got your kids. And a lot of men, I feel like they take credit for stuff, and the women, yeah, you might have funded it, or maybe you even helped them with it or whatever, but like, come on, give the girl her props on the success that she carries, because you didn't do it all. Now look how many times people done got funded with stuff and nothing happened. So if a person was able to make something out of that, man, that's a plus. Like, don't brag about every little thing. Especially when if you experience a level of intimacy, or you had a vulnerable moment with somebody, keep that between y'all. It's vulnerable, even if you do fall out. But hey, it is what it is. But try to try to distinguish the two, between the two. It's, sex is the act that strengthens that bond that you already have, you know, the foundational bond, which is the level of intimacy where you can open up and talk, and it's safe. It feels safe. You know, that is the feeling that everybody wants to feel with another person, even if it's their children. You know, so I love y'all.